let's go on to something much more important, and that is the song "Can't She Try?" Because I guess as I've had conversations with friends in my life, it's like so many people are teetering on the edge. If we're all not teetering on the edge at times.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
But this is for a friend maybe who was struggling and searching for hope at the same time.
Yeah, it's I'm getting to that age, and I don't know if you and your wife went through this too, where a lot of your friends, like in your 30s, where we are, my wife and I, where you start to see a lot of your friends start, coming into the season of life where like, okay, like I'm still single and I'm not 20 anymore, and this is scary. It's no longer sort of like, oh, somebody's out there, and I think they still think that, Lord knows, but it's just a little more harrowing. You're a little more like, okay, this is a little different, and I'm a little more nervous about this than I was 10 years ago, 5 years ago. And, I think it's just tough, especially with our girlfriends. Annie has a lot of really good friends that are single. I hate watching them struggle because it's such a different plight. For a guy, you decide if you want to take a girl out, you call her, you take her out, and then you kind of like, unless she tells you like, I did not have a good time, please don't call me again, you have the decision to call her back or not. Right. At least in the world we live in Nashville, it's not as progressive, I guess. I'll leave that word, as some other cities are. But here in the Bible Belt in the southern world, that's still kind of how it rolls. Girls aren't really asking guys out. So for me, it just really affected me, and it still does, seeing these girls struggle through this. And so that song is just kind of like a prayer, I guess, in some ways, because it's just sort of like, I feel like I'm sort of directing that to the heavens,
Yeah, I know that we've had friends who've said it's like, all the good ones are already taken, and and a part of me inside is thinking, yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah.
And the other part of me is like, oh no, again, if you can't quit looking now, even though you're 33 or 37 or whatever, but
right.
And especially for women, I mean, when there's a clock ticking and stuff, you just sort of go like, wow, but you don't want to settle either, right? So
right.
Who knows?
That's it. And I think that's that again. That's some of what the song is about. It's just feeling like she could deal with what it means if it's not it. I just love to feel like they're out there with the ability to even participate.
And the real question is why does your wife have so many single girlfriends?
Amen. We ask the same question. Where are all of the men in Nashville to swoop in and get these amazing girls? Because there are copious amounts of them.
You'll have a convent there someday in your attic of your house, and
gosh,
there'll be all these older women living there. Well, they're still friends. I can't make them move out.
Oh, I know. It'd be amazing in some ways, and an estrogen nightmare in others. Which should be the name of like an all-girl band.
Yes.